Hello, hello. On today's show, I'm going to get back to some dystopian futures on what Kevin watched. Mike's got tons of action to talk about. And Pat asked, is it the most wonderful time of the year? Welcome to your favorite live streaming, whatnotting podcast, Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space. As usual, I am your fourth or fifth favorite podcasting host, Kevin. And it looks like we're short-staffed today, but we're technically not. But all you can see right now is Mike.
Hey, everybody. Okay. Hey, Kevin. There's no everybody.
Yeah. And then, of course, as you could already tell by our studio audience's reaction, Karen is with us as well today. You want to say or react in some other different way, Karen? Go.
Ready, go.
Perfect. And then lastly, like I said, Pat is actually here, but not quite yet. He's gonna be here when the time comes. He's gonna be here, so we will not be without Pat. We're just starting without Pat because we're already running late.
I don't want to say Pat overslept.
I overslept.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm I'm gonna go ahead and say, I had a whatnot show last night. Finally, the Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space whatnot show has finally returned. And I did it last night, and the show's paying for it this morning. That's okay though. I really wanted to get back to that. And Mike, I sold you a lot on the whatnot show last night.
Uh-oh.
Because you donated those 2 long boxes.
Oh, did you go through those?
Yeah, no, well, sort of. So here's what I did. So I talked about, I showed my new mystery short box, which is epic, by the way. Mm-hmm. It's 100 books, and I haven't talked to you about this yet, but I'm sure you're probably okay with it. Once the mystery short box is empty, the high bidder will automatically get a signed Todd McFarlane Spawn Universe gold foil. Nice. I'm gonna give that to the high bidder of the mystery short box once it's emptied.
Dude, that's awesome. You need to advertise that a lot. That's a sweet prize.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put a video together to get some more action because man, I was watching some whatnot shows after my whatnot show was over, and I was like, man, my whatnot show's still better.
Yeah.
Your audio and video might be better, but trust me, everyone, our whatnot show, it's got some great deals, great books. And then to bring you back up, why I mentioned your long boxes, the other sell that I was using during the show, Mike, was I've got these 2 long boxes that Mike donated. I have no idea what's in them. Let's just start. And I just started pulling stuff out and putting it
nice.
Up. Yeah.
Well, just to add to that, I think I told you I haven't dropped them off yet, but I have 2 more long boxes. I can't remember. I tripped over it a couple of times. I think 2 long boxes and 2 short boxes to bring down. So that, I mean, what's in a long box? 350? 400?
Yeah, I think
350.
Yeah.
So
I think like that, yeah.
700. There could be another 900 books that I'm bringing down.
Well, that's awesome because I loved selling it that way. Because I was like, okay, let's see what we got next. Like I didn't know. As much as the audience didn't know. And sometimes, of course, I pulled out stuff that I didn't even know existed, let alone knowing what it was. So when I put it up, I'm like, yeah, this is my boy Mike. Yeah, this is his jam. I have no idea what this is. $3.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it was so it was fun. It was fun. It was fun.
Cool.
And a couple of old regulars were back, so that was good. Made a few sales, so getting the ball rolling. I'm gonna get on regular Whatnot shows again here, and we've got some stuff on Whatnot Marketplace. If you want to go there and look at it now, you can bookmark that show. But anyway, I'll get to that later.
Cool.
All right, we've still got tons of stuff to talk about today, even though we're running late. So let's get this rolling. Mike, did you have something you wanted to talk about with action?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Is this in case you didn't know?
Well, yes and no. It was yeah, it could be in case you didn't know, because I'm showing a bunch of stuff that I didn't know until yesterday when I started looking into all this.
Okay.
So we'll start with, everybody should be familiar with what Action Comics #1 looks like. First appearance, man, it's just a classic. Everybody knows, even people that, I would guess that people that didn't know comics would know this, but I guess they don't. But this copy of Superman is, I think it's solicited now. It comes out, which is strange, in February, which I think
great timing.
Yeah, they missed the mark on that. So in our group, we're kind of discussing some of the Action Comics homages, and this is just a tip of the iceberg of them. So we'll run down. I think I have about 20. So we'll run down, and this just runs the gambit from the weirdest. Like, there's Action Super Bear. Never heard of it.
Me neither.
I haven't heard of half of these, but they still look great because it's that Action Comics #1 that we just love to look for.
Yeah, that's a great cover. Yeah.
And then Tom actually mentioned if the book doesn't have the stressed out, scared guy at the front, then he doesn't consider it a legitimate homage. And there are some in here that don't have them. There's Ninja Funk, which I remember that being solicited. I have no idea what that book is about. Ninjas, maybe.
That's awesome.
But each one of these, you may not care about the book, but the homage is great. There's Radiant Red.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Twist on it. Let's see. There's Apama, the undiscovered animal. That's kind of neat. Let's see. Popeye. I actually want this one because I like Popeye.
Oh, that's cool. It's got the cheeseburger guy freaking out in the front. Nice.
Yeah, Hamburglar. No, that wasn't his name. That's McDonald's Hamburglar.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that guy's name?
I can't remember, but I just remember we'll give you $2 tomorrow for a cheeseburger today, or a hamburger today, or whatever what it was. Yeah.
There's a Sumerian. So we've got Conan.
Wimpy, oh, hey, what's up, Pat?
Just in time.
Hey, everyone.
That saves the day.
What'd you do? Oversleep?
Yeah.
That's like the Army. He does more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
Oh, man, I want this one.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Oh, my God.
Versus COVID-19. Never heard of it. Don't even know what. I'm guessing that's a real book. Some of these, it's most. We'll get to some of the more well-known titles. There's Harley.
Karen's chiming in that the guy that wants to give you $2 for a cheeseburger tomorrow is Wellington Wimpy. There you go.
Throw the first name in there. Academia Comics. Never heard of it.
My Hero Academia. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see. I just went through last night. I grabbed these all last night. I was scrambling putting this together. Astounding Tales.
That's awesome.
This is kind of cool. There's Punk's comics. You've got all the do-it-yourself cut and paste kind of stuff going on there. But see, he doesn't the scared guy. What was that one? Crimson Star. And then Rick and Morty. That one's funny.
Oh, that one's not right, though, because there's no person out front freaking out, right?
Right, yeah.
According to Tom.
According to Tom, yep. So Sorry, Rick and Morty. Doesn't count.
All same with Spawn.
Spawn doesn't count. Way to go, Todd. Here's another Todd. I mean, it doesn't count, even though there's a Spider-Man in the corner.
Yep, doesn't count. That's pretty cool, though.
Right. Almost done. Fantastic Four. This one, kind of different angle there.
Inverted or whatever. Yeah. Nice.
And then Supergirl. Man, if I had time to put into this, probably just hundreds of these things. There's actually Action Comics. And the last one, Lady Death Comics.
Oh, that one's nice.
So there you go. If you want to put together, start collecting Action Comics homage covers, and there's many more. I mean, anybody can pick a classic cover and then, just start chasing down the homages for it. Like Hulk 340, that thing's been done to death. Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Yep. All right, so how you doing, Pat?
It's frozen.
Pat, are you frozen now, or are you just thinking intently?
Is he frozen?
Yeah, I think he actually is frozen.
So I don't know if you guys
I thought he was joking.
What'd you say, Pat?
I'm okay, but I don't know about my internet connection today.
Oh, geez. The week wouldn't be normal if one of us didn't have issues. So,
yeah.
All right, that was awesome, Mike. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks. Yep.
I would have done your encase. I would have done your in case you didn't know intro, but I think I deleted that whenever because I had so many intros to add last week. So give me a heads up on those, and I won't let you down with your intro because I can just add it back up. Of course, I've got it. I just don't.
Yeah, it'll probably be another 8 weeks.
Just in time for me to forget or mess it up again.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Anyway, I hope I didn't overstep my bounds on this one. I titled the episode "A Cover Combat 7 Preview." Do you guys have that locked and loaded?
The new logo design?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I have it. Patrick supplied it once again.
All right, let's get into some details real quick before we. Well, do you want to do the details or that first? Whichever one you want to do. You want to show the logo first, and then we'll talk about the details.
Yeah. Oh man, all right. Pat's gone. Let's do details first, so Patrick can be here for the review. Okay. I like for him to get credit because he puts in the hard work.
He is amazing.
I think I helped with the first cover combat, which it wasn't a whole lot of help, but since then he's just run with the ball and just he's run with the ball and hitting home runs every time. That's like 2 sports.
Well, first of all, Cover Combat 7 returns on December 9th, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And reminders or first-time info for anyone who's unaware, Cover Combat 7 is completely, well, I shouldn't say completely now. We needed one extra cover that we've got one Exceller Group member to submit, but all the other covers are completely viewer submissions.
Yeah, 63 covers submitted from viewers, and then one cover from an Exceller member.
Which is awesome. I can't wait because I think you put it well a couple shows ago, Mike, when you said, what'd you say? Here's Mike from New York's. This is Cover Combat. Here's Mike from New York's submissions. Yeah. Way over here is where our viewer submissions are. They're totally outside the box of what you think would be regular submissions, right?
Yep. It's amazing. I mean, there are less. I'm just trying to. I worked with all these covers the last couple of days, and now I can't even remember. But I would bet that there's probably 5 on there that are kind of just real classic covers that we've
books
seen and stuff like that. Yeah, well known, popular. And then the rest of the stuff is just, I mean, we're talking from the 1940s. We've got stuff from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, modern stuff that hasn't even hit the shelf. It's solicited. I mean, it's so amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them all. Hey, Karen, can you update that? It actually says December 4th on the scroll, but it's December 9th. It won't be December 4th.
Right.
It'll be December 9th. Karen can't do anything about changing it. Is that what you're saying, Karen?
I don't know. She's going to text you.
She is going to text you.
You good. I have 2 picks of prizes that I have for the winner, and it looks like you've got some info on prizes that you've gathered.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to remind what the winner of Cover Combat 7 is going to get this time, since it is a viewer, and it's pretty epic. So first of all, we've got a Deadpool Christmas sweater pop.
Ah, that's great.
We've got a Warhammer 40K. These are like super, like, these aren't like regular action. It's an action figure, but it's like super epic. Lots of pieces and parts and all that. You know Joy Toy, Pat?
I don't.
This thing's awesome. And then, of course, I like to throw one of these in. Got a pack of trading cards. And then I remembered to grab this, which we've talked about this a few times, but we always keep misstating, I think, Mike.
Yeah.
Batman 44. It's the Batman Catwoman wedding issue. 9.8 CGC copy. And then also, too, I don't need to show gift cards or whatever, but you'll get a Voodoo gift card and a Visa MasterCard gift card for tickets for a movie theater. So we'll have the whole show encompassed in our prize.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then the 2 items that I have here, we've got an autographed copy of Sergeant Werewolf signed by Rich Woodall, and I had that personally signed. So, well, it's not personalized, but I had it signed. I saw it there, and then also X-Men 13 signed by Art Adams. So that's hate getting rid of that one, but
yes, that's awesome.
But I took it to Baltimore Comic-Con. I took those both specifically to be signed for this competition for Cover Combat 7. So there we go.
Awesome.
That's a great prize. Seriously, I'm amazed at the prize package that we've put together.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous. And as I've said to everyone many times, the more support we get, the bigger the prizes we'll get. And these are already pretty epic prizes with us being pretty broke. So don't say Exceller Comics never did nothing for you. Karen just corrected me that I said the 9th. We're filming Cover Combat Round 1A on the 9th, which is next Saturday. It will drop on the 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for that, Karen. Really appreciate the backup. Thanks.
Well, all right. Patrick's here. Let's. You want to talk about the logo once I put it up, Patrick? Do you have any lead into it or anything?
Just that it was, it's kind of a weird one because there's really no theme except for, it's viewer submitted, and I couldn't really come up with anything fitting for that, so I just went with a number. It's the 7th Cover Combat. So I rolled the dice, and that's what I came up with.
Ha! That is awesome. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I need to take some time off the show to analyze it. Man, you got a lot going on there. That is epic.
Yep. I always
All
go
right.
to Mark for stuff. I thought it was great, and then I get excited because I can't show anybody really, so I show Mark. I'm like, buddy, come here, look at this, and yeah, he just loved it.
That
And then
is
we've
great.
got the previous winners are all right there in the center, which is cool.
Yeah. Man, I hate that slot machine though, like the real life legit one, but that is awesome. But yeah, 7's perfect. Nice job, Pat. Nice job.
Thanks.
All right, Mike, did you want to also, we're not going to, when we show the covers, we're not going to say whose covers is whose covers are whose.
Right.
But we're going to give a shout out of who the submitters are. Right, Mike? Right. Which, some of them are actual names of people we know that aren't involved with Acceler Group, that are just friends, kind of, co-workers, stuff like that. And then also some usernames from actual, fans of the podcast. So who are they, Mike? You want to run down that real quick?
Okay. We'll start off, just go in the order that I have them here, which is also the order that they were kind of submitted. I've got Ando, and it's my brother-in-law. He's online presence, so we won't be tagging him in much of anything, but he will be watching. And then Kratos, who has been on the show a couple times, he's chimed in.
Yep.
I've known him. I met him in 1995, something like that.
Yep.
Years and years ago. And then
he's a regular on the Whatnot show too.
On the Whatnot show too. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we've got your grandpa, who he's checked in here quite a few times, and Whatnot.
Yeah.
Proton.
Your grandpa's best friend.
Oh, there we go. And then we've got Stark Comics.
Star Comics. He that is an Instagram follower that we've had a bunch of contact back and forth. Yep.
All right. Star Comics. I have Star. I need to adjust that.
Oh, it might be Start. I'm sorry. You're probably right. Whatever you have written down is better than my memory, okay. Mike. Yeah, Start.
Yeah, because it's kind of a play on words. It's like lowercase st, uppercase a for art. So it's,
yes,
I like it.
Sorry about that, Star Comics. Didn't mean to butcher your username.
And then we've got Troy David, who is our local comic guy.
Nice.
And so that's everybody.
Well, I think you dropped off there at the end. Did you say Jason B?
Jason, yeah.
Yeah. Jason B, yeah. Good friend of mine. He can definitely appreciate everything that what we're into is. He's just not a big comic book guy or anything either. So his are the only, not the only ones. I've seen a few, but his were super interesting based on what I just said, that he's not really a comic guy. I can't wait to see his, Pat. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy good.
Mike,
sorry.
I was telling Mike, I just can't wait to see any of them. I just don't know. Mike's mentioned that they're a little outside the box, so I can't wait to see anything. It's gonna be
so epic, yeah. And thank God we didn't want to start this week. Thank God we didn't want to start this week with my oversleeping fiasco. But I think I actually did at one point say we were starting this week. So I apologize for either misstating or just the schedule not working out as planned. But, but yeah. So definitely see Cover Combat 7, viewer submissions, round 1A, December 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can't wait. All right, rolling right along. Got anything else before we get into my mom's favorite segment?
Nope.
Do I kind of just threw that in for me?
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, here we go. All right. As teased, I got back into some old school habits. You'll know what I mean here as soon as I put these first couple up. The first one I watched is called The Last Sentinel. I actually watched this on Amazon Prime. Hold on one sec. I pull up my notes here.
Well, that cover looks that poster looks awesome. I'm intrigued.
Oh, do you like that? Okay, good. I
Yeah.
have a few options. It had a floating head poster, which because there's definitely one actress that I think I was familiar with. I think you guys would be familiar with as well. That Kate Bosworth. I can't remember, what was she from. Does anybody remember what was she from? But she totally, as soon as I saw her, I knew her.
I'd have to look her up. I recognize the name, and
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure
would
I'll
totally
recognize the face.
Wasn't she
All right,
Lois
anyway.
Lane for Man Returns?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep. Nice, Pat. See, daggum. Thank God you showed up, even though it was a little bit later than planned. I need you. So anyway, The Last Sentinel. This is a 2023 movie. Watched it on Amazon Prime. Dystopian future. We've ruined the world.
Looks like it.
There's only 2 continents left because the oceans have flooded all, the entire planet except for 2 small pieces of continents. And this is a guard station. What you're seeing in the poster here is a guard station between those 2 continents. That if they're still trying to kill each other, there's only 2 continents left. There's like 500,000 people left on the planet, but of course they're still trying to kill each other for each other's resources.
That's crazy. That's like when you're a kid and you're wrestling with your brother and you like break something on the mantle in the living room or something like that. You both go like, okay, maybe we need to stop doing this.
Right. Which is a major theme, as you can imagine, of this movie. It's like, here we're still doing the same stupid stuff. So anyway, it's literally like a fire team of military from one of the continents on this outpost that all they do is watch out for the military from the other continent, coming to invade their continent. And this is pretty good. It's very intriguing throughout, and there's a lot of interesting kind of minor stories going on besides for that major basically plot. So this definitely is totally engaging throughout, and the ending didn't suck. It was just okay though. So I definitely give this one a positive review. I'll give this like 6.5 bags of popcorn. There's nothing great about it, but it's definitely not bad. And I mean, that plot sounds interesting as heck, right, Mike?
Yeah, it sounds cool.
Yeah, so check that out. Sorry.
The whole water, the water, flooding most of the planet always, I guess that would mean the polar caps would have to be melted because we're not creating new water.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. Yeah, we all the polar ice caps have melted, and yeah, that's the biggest culprit, So, but anyway, check it out. Last Sentinel, Amazon Prime. Then next up, and again, following that theme, I watched Risen, which also takes place in a dystopian future that we've ruined the environment. The planet is on the verge of death. No, it is kind of like that, but that's not the focus of this this movie. This movie is about an alien invasion, and this one's kind of tricky because during the alien,
can I guess?
Yeah,
the aliens ruin the planet.
Wow, Mike, that was really close. That was really close. Okay. So this meteorite comes down and it spews out this toxic gas that just kills everybody within like 50 square miles of it, like almost immediately, right? And then a far majority of those people that were killed come back to life.
Ooh.
So they're like zombie-esque, but they don't move. They're like vegetable. They're like catatonic. They're not even vegetables. They're catatonic. Like they sit up and then they just kind of stare into space and then occasionally will turn. It's really kind of creepy, but they aren't like zombies running around trying to kill people. They're just, kind of not moving at all. Okay.
They just get in the way.
Yeah. And then you can see in the poster here. Oh, this is, I don't know, one actor or actress from this one. And I watched this on Amazon Prime as well. I think Amazon Prime's on to me. Amazon Prime's always like, hey, Kevin, you haven't watched any dystopian future movies where the planet's dead lately. Check this out. Right. So this is actually from 2021, again, on Amazon as well. And basically, like I said, meteorite kills a whole town. They wake up, they're zombified. They're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They take one of these zombie dudes to this thing that appears out of nowhere that you can see in the background of the poster. Looks like some kind of big tree thing. And then all of a sudden, this guy wakes up. He starts talking to this tree thing. And then the girl on this poster here, I should have got a brighter poster, but this is kind of how dark the whole movie is. But this girl is like the scientist that the military needed to hire because she knows everything and anything about this, because she wrote a book about this very thing happening like 20 years ago. And she was canceled because everybody thought she was crazy. But now the military hired her because she's not so crazy anymore, am I? That kind of thing, so which that's also fun. I always love that. But anyway, so when they take this guy to the tree, he kind of wakes up and he basically tells this girl on the poster, hey, we're here to kill you. We've destroyed this is where you ready for this, Mike? This is what's the Sixth Sense, the flipping the script on you at the end, right? So the aliens talk through this dead guy to this girl. Hey, we've destroyed our planet because, that's what beings do. They destroy their planets. Right. So we had to come to your planet, but your planet kills us. So we need to make your planet like us so we can live here. So like you said, Mike, it was a pretty good guess. The aliens are here just to, make our planet habitable for them, but that will kill all of us.
Right. It's like, have you checked? There's a bunch of other planets. Have you checked Mars? Maybe that might help you out. Less work to live there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. Because we of course we don't want to go willfully. But like I said, this isn't a dystopian future, so there isn't as many humans as there was, back when the planet was healthy. I don't know, but anyway, that's this is okay. This is definitely a slow draw, but it is intriguing nonetheless. There's a whole lot of 5-10 second, just hearing a cool soundtrack or score with people thinking, kind of things like that. I think Pat used to say it with reviews or whatever, where it's like, I don't need 5 minutes of watching someone walk down a street. That kind of happens a lot in this, but it's done with the score is great and the visuals are great that it's still compelling enough. But I wouldn't say this is as good as Last Sentinel, although I wouldn't say it's bad. I'm going to go like 5.5 to 6 bags of popcorn on this one.
Yeah, good score actually catches my attention.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd really love to see both y'all's opinions on both of these. All right, then I got to this One Piece on Netflix. And you might be thinking, why is One Piece on Netflix not my lead on the title? Is that what you were thinking, Pat? Because you love. Oh, Pat's like, I hate this show. I'm out of here. Mike, have you watched any of this?
I have not. I don't even think Cora has.
Well, did she like the anime?
It's not one that she read.
Okay.
She didn't read any of the manga stuff, but this, from what I heard, this was getting a lot of positive, feedback, and I'm surprised she didn't kind of jump onto it. But
yeah, I heard that too. Pat, did you watch any of this?
I didn't. Valor watched the first.
I watched the first episode. It was pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Johnny also chimed in on this one. The last time we were talking, he was saying how much he loved this show. Again, this is on Netflix, so I finally talked about why I got back my Netflix recently. So I wanted to get on this pretty quick because of all the things we just said. Man, I'm super disappointed in this one though. I watched the first 3 episodes. Which 1 and 2 I have no problems whatsoever with. 3, well, let me restate that. This is a ridiculous show. If you're not familiar with One Piece at all, One Piece is intentionally ridiculous. Follows a main character named Luffy. He's kind of like a Mr. Fantastic character. He's stretchy and kind of malleable in all these different funky ways, which is fine. The show's supposed to be ridiculous. But there was I'm going to quote Johnny again. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again that, Johnny always makes the point with stories. He can believe that Superman can fly, but he just needs to know how he can go faster. Right. Have you ever heard him say that? So anyway, I can believe, Luffy is Mr. Fantastic, and there's a fruit that he ate that gave him this abilities, and there's a bunch of these fruit in this world that gives a bunch of people crazy abilities. So I can buy all the ability stuff. Just when the story breaks down to be nonsensical, even when it's goofy already, it's just time for me to check out. And it's not a huge plot hole stuff, but it's just like, one guy who can take out like 100 people, and then another guy seemingly not as tough as him shows up and just beats him, or girl, stuff like that. Or, one of the main characters on Luffy's crew, which is called the Straw Hat Crew. This is a pirate thing too. That's why I was totally like, man, this is cool. I'm a pirate guy. But in the Straw Hat Crew, gets dropped on his head from 50 feet, and he has no abilities, and he's just fine. I mean, just like just little stuff like that started to really bother me. So I probably won't continue on this. I'm going to give One Piece probably 4 bags of popcorn. I didn't really care for this much at all, which I was hoping I would, and I was thinking I would based on everything we said. But if you want to check it out, Johnny's probably going to be on the show next week. Hey, listen, I'm here to defend One Piece. Valor might do the same thing after he gets finished watching it.
Did Valor read the manga?
He did not. I don't think he did.
Well, I think it's not even the manga that's big. It's the anime there's 9 seasons of anime. Yeah.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's both. It's a long running manga.
Manga? Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I just knew it had a lot of seasons with anime. I was gonna try to check those out first, which I will say that about this. This show definitely seems to follow the source material really well, for people that like that as well. I don't know if the poor writing decisions are in the manga or the anime, but I actually tried to watch the first couple episodes of the anime, and it is, since it's 9 seasons old, and I don't even know if it's still coming out new, but it's at least 10 years old. Might even be older than that. The anime, just in my opinion, didn't hold up, compared to new anime, So anyway. All right, then lastly, I wanted to get into this. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters on Apple TV. I went with the floating heads on this one. Pat, sorry. Mike, did you start watching this yet?
I did. I not as much as I wanted. I think I've got maybe 20 minutes into the first episode.
Okay, that is starting. That's something.
Yeah,
Pat? Yeah. Oh, you don't have Apple TV.
Do not. Yeah.
But I'm excited to get back to it.
Man, I've got to change that for you too, Pat, because there's so much good stuff. Do you want Apple TV? I should ask you.
Yeah, sure.
I don't mean to force it down your throat. If you don't want it, if you got problems with Apple. Anyway, I didn't even know this was on until Apple sent a trailer my way saying, "Hey, check this out." Did you guys Well, Mike, I don't think you knew, right?
Well, I knew of Monarch and all this stuff, but I thought it was, and I really wasn't paying a lot of attention. I thought it was a movie. I thought it was just a new movie coming out to the theaters. And then
Well, there's a new Godzilla movie coming out to theaters too.
Yeah, I think I was probably taking those and combining
Morphing those
thinking they
together.
were
Gotcha.
one thing. So when you said this is on Apple, I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. I didn't know that. So
yeah, so this is great. This has got Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell, and they both play the same character because this show goes in between the 1960s, I think. Yeah, 1960s and 2015 and modern day. I don't think we've gotten to modern day at all yet. It's right now it's going from 2015 to the 1960s back and forth. Yeah, they both play the same character. It's just Wyatt in the 60s and Kurt in 2015, which is great. I love it, because they look a little similar. Yeah.
Yeah. And the opening credits, I was watching that, and then I can't remember whose name popped up first, if it was Kurt's or Wyatt's, but it said what character they played, and then it went to the next one. I was like, wait, and I had to rewind it. Just like, that is genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wyatt, he's got the same manners and facial moves that Kurt does, and yeah, I think you guys are like me. I've been a Kurt Russell fan since I was a kid. Escape from New York and The Thing and all that.
Big Trouble Little China, definitely. Yep.
So,
just a brief synopsis of this show. Monarch is kind of the Monster Hunters corporation, and so this Karen wanted to chime in. Kurt Russell, Overboard. She loves that movie. So, Monarch is the corporation that's kind of Monster Hunters. So it kind of follows their beginnings, how they got started, and then into 2015 and this ties right into, the I don't know what you call all the movies that are coming out recently. Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, the newest Godzilla, all of these, it ties right into all of those. So actually the events of Godzilla are something that had a major effect on what's going on with 2015. And then, like I said, this is a very rich story. Lots going on with this, lots of mystery and intrigue, while there is also action and monsters while they investigate everything they're investigating in this. Like, it's like way too much to get into, especially by myself. But this is great. I mean, I'm loving every minute of this so far. I think episode 4 just came out this past Wednesday, and I think a new episode drops every Wednesday. I don't know how many episodes they're going to be, but I'm definitely going to be checking them out every week, and I recommend you do so as well. I give this a solid 8.5 bags of popcorn for everything I've seen so far. No complaints whatsoever. So
yeah, I want to catch up. And the beginning of that first episode, it ties right into Skull Island, because you've got John Goodman, and he's there, and you see a little bit of
he works for Monarch.
Yeah. So you've got that big weird spider thing and a crab. It's just it's, if you love big monsters, this is so well done.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, it's they call it the monster verse, Kevin.
Is it called? I thought that was just the comic book thing, but that's the movie verse too? The movie?
Yeah, that's why the comics are branded the Monsterverse, because that's Legendary's take on Godzilla and
okay.
Yeah.
So it's the other way that I was thinking. Okay, gotcha. Okay. I appreciate that.
That new Godzilla movie is getting rave reviews too. That's the Japanese Godzilla. It's the newest Japanese made Godzilla film, Godzilla -1.
So it probably
I really want to see that.
Yeah, it won't tie into this story though, right?
Nah.
Oh, hold on. It's not going to tie this. It's not attaching itself
Nah.
to the American Monsterverse.
Nah.
Oh man, I still want to see it. It still looks great,
Yeah.
but I love when everything ties in. Now we got two great things going on simultaneously that aren't connected. That's what's kind of like dadgum. Karen's chiming in. There's 10 episodes. There's going to be 10 episodes of Monarch, I guess. Is that what you were telling Karen? Yeah. All right, cool. That's it. That's all I watched.
I'll throw out some stuff real quickly that I've watched that I thought was really good.
Okay.
Netflix, Blue Eye Samurai. I heard a lot of people talking about it, so me and Chelsea checked it out. We watched the first 2 episodes. It's really good. Has awesome animation.
Oh, you've got no graphics.
No graphics. Sorry.
Okay. Blue Eye Samurai. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And I watched the first episode of the Scott Pilgrim on Netflix. It's more of an anime take. They use the same voice cast as the movie, but it's more in the style of Scott O'Malley's comic. And also Fargo season 5 started recently, and loving that too.
Nice, man. I want to check out that Scott Pilgrim too.
Yeah.
We actually watched something else too that I didn't think was really appropriate for what Kevin watched. But did you see they made Squid Game a game show?
No,
Are you guys familiar with the Squid Game?
I'm familiar, but I never did get into watching it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
It's a pretty bad show, but it's clever. And I'm talking about the show Squid Game now, which basically it's kind of like a battle royale thing where it's games you play, but everyone dies until there's only one person living, and then there's a bunch of money if you survive it. Kind of like a Hunger Game. Battle Royale, was the original Japanese, Hunger Games, and Squid Games is Japanese, so it kind of falls in the footstep of that. So then what America did, of course, as America does, is they took that great idea and made it a real reality show, which is awesome, which people obviously don't die.
Right.
But
forget it, man.
But they actually make the contestants simulate dying, which is one of the most hilarious. It's so funny to me every time it happens. Like, it's and the games are clever, and it's got the games you're familiar with if you've seen the show, but also some new fresh games, which are me and Jesse are loving it. It's coming out. I think episode 4 of it just came out this Wednesday as well. That's on Netflix. But I definitely recommend checking it out. It's the best game show in our opinion since Survivor, but which is similar, to Survivor anyway. And it's got the drama too. So anyway, check it out. But Mike, did you have anything you watched that you wanted to chime in?
No, just trying to watch Christmas movies. We made a huge list, and we only got to 2 of them.
Okay.
Emily's been sick, so she's been going to bed early, so we really haven't watched much.
Oh, you got none to watch without Ellen watching as well? Is that you're kind of trying to make it all or none, essentially?
No, I said Emily.
Oh, I thought you said, sorry. I thought you said, but basically that's what it's all or none. So if you
with the Christmas movies, we try to get all 4 of us together for them.
That's tough, man. If I didn't watch stuff unless I get all the family together, I'd be watching nothing. I don't know when especially when all of us were home, 6 of us in the house on the same schedule, that's not happening.
Yeah. Well, by myself, I watched the documentary, 3-part documentary. Then I started watching the new Pet Sematary series, and then I started watching Misery. I started watching Godzilla. So I start a lot of stuff.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, but that's what I watched. All right, moving right along.
My garage is full of half-completed projects.
Your garage is full of half-completed projects, and your streaming queue is full of half-watched movies and episodes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm never let down by the ending.
All right, cool. Are you ready to shine in what you're the best at, showing us covers, Mike?
Yeah, let's work on this.
All right, cool. All right, awesome.
All right, here we go with pick 3. Here are covers for 10 books. They all come out Wednesday, December 8th. And we'll start with Venom 28 from Cafu. And then Batman Santa, Silent Night from number 1 from Dan Mora. And that's coming out weekly through December. Then Alpha Flight number 5 by Peach Momoko. And that's it's called the Nightmare variant. I guess she did a bunch of Nightmare variants for Marvel books. This is one of my favorite ones. Shazam number 6 from Chris Samney. And Thunderbolts number 1 from Derek Chu. Stuff of Nightmares. This is the Jenny Frison cover, and this comes in standard and glow in the dark. That's the standard right there because I can't get it.
Nice. Yeah.
Then Legendary Red Sonja number 1 from Sean Murphy, as he's going by now. Batman 140 by Otto Schmidt, and that's homage to Batman number 1.
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man 139, Vitaly Mangiatoro. Bunch of these names, but that's obviously X-Men number 1 homage. And then King Spawn 28, Marcel Toledano Vargas. I actually practiced those names. And the King Spawn, it's all because of the chains. I was like, okay, kids like chains, Todd. Let's see, because we have some kids in our group that vote. So let's see how many of the kids vote for the chains.
That is a very cool episode. I mean, a very cool cover. That's for sure. Yeah. And you highlighted that Stuff of Nightmares in your previous preview way back when.
Yes. Yeah, I did that. And I think Silent Night. Did I talk about the Batman's Santa? Probably.
I don't remember that. Definitely could have, though. What's up with the Venom girl on Thunderbolts and Venom? Is this a crossover of all titles? She's going to be on all the covers?
Well, no, that's the A cover for Venom. The Thunderbolts, that's the variant cover. It's so funny because it's almost the same pose, kind of.
Yeah.
Same angle. I think isn't that Black Widow from Tyler was here. He's reading Venom, so he would know more.
Yeah.
I think that's Black Widow or something like that. So this week was crazy. First off, we'll get to the King Spawn with the chains. One kid voted for King Spawn and the chains. Well,
Todd meant 90s kids love chains.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, a bunch of those. That's us. Well, we weren't kids in the 90s, but young adults.
That's when he made that statement.
Oh yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
we had something happen for the first time ever. I think Patrick had an extra voter. I had 2 extra voters. You know, we had family over, so there were a lot of votes, and we had a 3-way tie for number 1.
Oh wow!
And then we had a 3-way tie. So 3 covers had all the same votes, and then 3 more covers were 1 vote less, and then there were 2 more covers were 1 vote less than that.
Wow.
It was crazy. And every single cover got a vote too, so it was fun.
So you were pulling into your scientific help quite a bit this week.
Yep.
Well, you just needed it to do for the top 3 because then that'll make 1, 2, and 3, even though they all got the same amount of votes. Got it. Yeah.
That's what I did. I just sent him those 3, and he ranked them, and I agree with his ranking.
Okay.
So let's get straight to 3rd place. We have King Spawn 28. So people do like chains.
Okay, so you said 1 kid voted. So other people obviously voted for it.
Yeah.
I thought you meant only 1 person voted for it.
Oh,
you were just using kid as okay, got it. Okay, well, awesome then. Okay, good. I'm glad this made it. Got it. I voted for this.
And then yeah, that was cool. And then in 2nd place, tied for 1st place, we've got from Derek Chu.
Say that again, Mike. The applause was talking over you.
Yep, Thunderbolts #1 from Derek Chu.
It's very nice. I didn't go for that.
I was surprised on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I mean, there were so many other ones that I thought would get more.
Did you
Well,
vote for this
obviously,
one, Pat?
there were 3 other covers that received 1 vote less than this one.
Right.
Did Pat vote for this one? I don't think so.
No.
He said no. He said this cover stinks.
Yeah.
That's what he...
Yeah, I heard him say that. Karen? Yeah, Karen voted for it. All right. And then at #1, this made me so happy. I even yeah. Wow. We got Shazam #6, Chris Samney.
That is a wow for me as too. Why do you say that, Pat?
I'm just surprised other people like this cover. I voted for it, but it wasn't my favorite of the week.
Yep. Now all 3 of these covers received the same amount of votes, and then I send these off. Any tiebreakers, I send off to my brother, who he read comics when we were kids, but he hasn't stuck up with them. And his reasoning for this one is, he liked it because it kind of gave him that nostalgic feel. And yeah, so I was really pleasantly surprised that he picked this one, because this was my favorite one as well.
Oh yeah, okay. It's not mine. Can you put them up again real quick?
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, I think my favorite was the legendary Red Sonja.
She looked too mannish for me.
Well, it's Red Sonja.
Yeah. She usually looks a lot more feminine than that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like Sean Murphy too, but I don't know.
Yeah, I would say literally the Shazam's probably, Stuff and Nightmare is probably my least favorite. Although I like that cover. I'm a big Jenny Frison fan. It's probably just the combining horrors and Santa. I don't go there. Yeah. But then the Shazam is a close follow-up for the last one for me. So what do I know? I don't know anything, apparently.
Yeah, this is telling in a way, because Batman always wins. He's always winning week after week. Batman's winning. And finally, I vote for 2 Batman covers, and they don't come in. They don't place this week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All 3 of those covers that came in first, second, and third, they all received the same number of votes. So basically, they were all tied for first place. And then, if you want to know, I'll break it down. The second place ones were, which all received 1 vote less, was Venom 28, Legendary Red Sonja, and Batman 140. And then after that, 1 vote less was Batman Santa and Alpha Flight.
People's Christmas spirit just hasn't kicked in yet.
Yeah.
Well, and only Kevin, to kind of give some validity to your dislike on one, Stuff of Nightmares only received 1 vote.
Okay.
And that was my daughter. She likes the scary Santa.
Yeah, and like I said, it's very cool. It's just, it's not my jam. But
yeah.
Man, I was saying on the Whatnot show last night, Jenny Frison, I think you put her on my radar, and yeah, she's just been climbing my favorites for a while.
Yep.
Karen picked Silent Night. I picked Batman, the Batman 1 homage.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it's a great week in general, though, as usual, Mike. And we know how hard it is. So great job.
Oh yeah, there were 577 covers to choose from. I always write it down, but I forget to mention it. And this doesn't help my wallet either, because I do these, and then as soon as I'm done, as I'm looking, I'm like, okay, add to my list, and then I go and I get online at Gateway and I add to my list.
That's what I say every week. Yeah, when you do this, if I make it into the store, which I do most of my ordering online as well now, but if I make it into the store, if one of your pick 3 top 10 are on the shelf, I grab them every time. It like means way more to me that when it's on your short list like this, and you bring it to my attention. Yeah, I just can't ignore it, and it ends up in my stack. So
yeah, and then you put it on Whatnot.
Yeah, that's and that's just because I'm trying to purge through buying stuff to sell, rather than just having a collection full of covers that are awesome that I haven't read. We've talked about that recently. Yeah.
As we talked about, I'm purging too.
Yeah.
I've dropped those 2 long boxes plus 2 more, and over 1,000 books.
Pat's like, you lightweights. I've been collecting since '85, and I haven't sold one book.
Pat's, I haven't purged 1 book.
Oh, I want to though. I got to get that going.
But also, Pat is more selective. Every time we go to any kind of get together to buy a bunch of books or whatever, it's typical. I'm walking out with a huge stack, and Pat's got like 1 or 2. And like, you couldn't find anything. It's just like, no, I couldn't find anything I wanted.
Yeah, no, I got it all.
Yeah,
like I got that whole section right there,
which I am envious. That's for sure. So anyway, great job, Mike.
All right, thanks.
All right, moving right along. Let's see. What do we do here? You ready to do some reviews?
Yep.
All right, here we go. All righty, Mike, I think you're up first.
Oh, come on. I was just looking at the screen. I was second.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
StreamYard's wonky sometimes.
Look at the replay. Let's see. As we were talking about, purging our collections, I'm even purging my pull list or cutting back on my pull list because I found that I'm getting so many books that I'm just not getting around to reading. And it's overwhelming when you're looking at that stack and I'm just not even, I don't even know where to start. So getting rid of stuff is, or getting fewer books is making it easier to read, which is strange. But I read Eden Frost #1. Now this is the A cover, the B cover, and the local comic shop day cover, which that's the one I have is the local comic shop day cover. I have the B cover coming in the mail. But before I start the review, this is basically about the legendary Golem. And a Golem is a mythical Jewish creature fashioned out of mud or clay, engraved with the Hebrew word emet, or emet. I'm probably mispronouncing that, which means truth, and often brought to life during times of great distress for the Jewish people. Once the Golem has fulfilled its purpose, its creator erases the first letter of the word emet, turning it in red, and the Golem deactivates. I think I mostly oh geez, I've lost pictures again. I had another series that I read years ago. Anyway, I had the pictures for it, but it was Breath of Bones, A Tale of the Golem from 2013, written by Steve Niles, and the artwork was David Watcher from Dark Horse. And that focused on the Golem in World War II and how it had saved the Jewish people in distress there. This is kind of like I had a saying I was going to use. I can't remember what it was. It's like an alternate history tale. This takes place during the Russian Civil War. And we've got a brother and a sister that are fleeing their destroyed village, and they're running from Russian forces. and we get basically some backstory on a giant rock thing that saved them as their village burned. And so this is it's in the one of the earliest stories of the Golem is the Golem of Prague, which I can't even remember what year that was, but I should have wrote that down. It was a long time ago, way before this. Here's the artwork is fantastic. This is written by Amit Tischler, and the artwork is Bruno Frenda. It's amazing. It's kind of, you know, the kids kind of have like that kind of cartoony feel to it, but it's definitely not cartoony, and that's the Golem there. And then I love how clean the artwork is, and of course the snow always draws me in. It's set in the winter time. So this is a get it. It's got great folklore in it, great artwork, and it's well written. The pace moves right along, and just keeps you engrossed.
Can you put those the covers up again?
Yep. Oops.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Did you say when these came out?
Oh, you know what? I didn't. I think it was last week.
Oh, okay, yeah. You said this is all the same issue. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
So
yeah. These are just the three covers. I ended up ordering cover B just because I liked it a little bit more than the cover A. And then I saw that they had the local comic shop day cover, so I grabbed that from Gateway.
It's from Mad Cave, huh? Nice.
Yeah, so this is Get It. It's really good.
Awesome. Pat, what do you got?
All right. So I read Canary #1
I'm jealous now.
by
I
Scott
didn't
Snyder and
even
Dan
buy it.
Pagan. Yeah. This is $5 cover price, but it's 56 pages. It's like 2 issues in one, basically. I'm not sure why they did it that way, and I'm not positive if all future issues are going to be the same. It's published by Dark Horse, but it was originally a Comixology digital book, and now it's getting its physical release. This book is set in 1891 in the Utah Territory. It centers around our protagonist, a well-known federal marshal by the name of Will Holt. He's so famous, and in parts of this, if you guys are more familiar with Western history, I guess some of this is real life, based on some real life things, and twisted and fictionalized. So maybe there is I didn't delve into it to see if there was a Will Holt federal marshal by the name of Will Holt. Apparently, in at least in this book, he's very well known. So well known, in fact, that they started publishing dime store novels of his adventures. But basically, he's sent to investigate a murder of a school teacher by one of our young students. And he confronts the family, and we find out that this boy, he's just not right. And then we start to find out that this isn't an isolated case in this area. A lot of murders, unexplained murders, people just snapping and killing others. It turns out these incidents are all around the town of Canary, which was a copper mine that collapsed, killing the owner and I can't remember how many miners. It was, I think maybe 3 miners. And ever since, there's been tales that this area has been cursed and haunted. So the Union, or I guess it's the United States by now. Yeah, because it's Utah isn't a state yet, the territory. But they want Will Holt to go out and accompany a geologist to the mine site to investigate, because they believe that possibly the water leaching from the mine site is infecting the people in the area, causing them to go nuts, and these acts of terrible things that are happening. Holt is hesitant because this area was also the location of one of his biggest cases, when he had to track down this guy by the name of Hiram Tell, who was a murderer. And then, so we start to get into a flashback sequence to 1883, where we find out fact is far more creepier than fiction, because they've actually written a novel about Holt's encounter with Tell, and they do kind of a neat sequence where Holt and the geologist are traveling to Canary, and the mayor of Canary is sort of, he's like, I know all about you. In fact, I can recite the novel about you tracking down Hiram Tell word by word, and to kind of overlay him telling the fictionalized version of the story over what really happened. And we find out that the fact is far more creepier than fiction, because there's supernatural things going on here. This Hiram Tell is just insane. He's doing weird things. And I don't want to give away what Marshall Holt discovers and what happens between him and Hiram Tell, because it's kind of a big part of the story and sort of leaves you on a cliffhanger. But bottom line, the art is fantastic. In fact, what I did when I pulled the cover, Dark Horse had the first 3 or 4 pages. So this isn't a great representation of all the cool art in the book, but it gives you an idea. There's like this opening splash, setting it up, and a few interior pages. In this doesn't even give you a good grasp of. There's William Holt there with the hat and pinstripe suit, investigating the murder of the school teacher. But the art is fantastic, and it has amazing colors, which you don't really get to see in these preview pages. He really, and Dan Panosian is actually the colorist of this book too, and he sets the mood perfectly. The colors are crazy. Like there's reds and I guess this yellowish orange gold, sort of when they get into the copper territory of Canary. And the story by Scott Snyder too is very good. It keeps you, it hooks you right away, and it keeps you wanting to turn the pages. And at the end of this first double-sized issue, it leaves you with wanting more. So I can't say enough good things. I'm glad. I was sort of hesitant because I think Dan's last series I wasn't 100% keen on, but it was called Slots. No, that wasn't the last series he did, but the last series I picked up by him. But he was the writer of that too. So I think perhaps working with an established writer like Scott Snyder probably helps here. But I'm glad I picked this up. I would recommend it highly. I'm going to give it a must-have. It was excellent. And,
nice.
I'm really looking for the next issue. So yeah, so that's I didn't think this cover was the greatest. I think it's the A cover. There was a lot of variance. This didn't really give you, I think, a good idea of what the book was about. Sort of
it's just
more
super cool.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, it's cool.
It is neat how it forms like with the guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's a must-have for me. It's a strong recommend for anybody, even if you're not. Yeah, I'm not the biggest. I'm usually like a superhero. I sort of lean towards maybe horror a little bit because of Hellboy and everything, but westerns as an idea always seem good to me. I'm interested by them, but I seem to always lose interest once I start to get into them for some reason. But that's not the case here. I don't know if it's the horror twist or the horror twinge to it, but yeah, excellent book. If you can get around the higher, although $5 for a 56-page.
That's not a lot,
comic.
Yeah, for 56 pages.
That's
yeah,
pretty good these days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe check it out. Maybe I think, like I said, I think it's 3 issues perhaps. It's not long. I think because they're double-sized issues, and maybe you wait for the trade, get it all collected at once, or go out and seek out the individual issues. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Did you say when this came out too?
It came out recently. With DCBS, it's always kind of hard to tell.
Right,
because I'm not hitting the comic shops week after week. It came out within the last month or so, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I looked at it and then I just passed because I was trying not to add more books. But I'm I gotta pick it up. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a must-have, Mike. You have to. You must have it.
Yep. And with Dan Panosian doing the art, I love his art. Should have been known for me. This was November 1st.
Okay.
Came out November 1st.
So it should have been a no-brainer, but I didn't get it.
Yeah, I think
Well-
if I remember correctly, I think the issue 2 comes out November 20th. But I could be wrong on that too. But it's weird because, like I said, I was so invested in it that the next issue page kind of stuck with me, I think, and I think it's November 20th, but I might be wrong.
Here saying December 20th.
I think he
Oh,
meant
yeah,
December 20th. Yeah.
I meant December. Yeah, I meant December 20th. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
All right. I teased what I'm reviewing a couple weeks ago, and I know people have been waiting on the edge of their seat to see my review of a book that's 30 years old. Do you remember?
I've been
mentioned
waiting because I forgot.
I read The Iron Hand of Almuric, issue 1, 2, and 3. And this is a 4-issue miniseries, so I'm frustrated now. But anyway,
You don't have issue 4?
well, that's a part of the story here is I was working on the Whatnot show at Exceller and came across these. And you guys know who Robert E. Howard is?
Yeah.
He's a creator of Conan, technically the Chimerian, which became Conan. And there's something interesting too. I did not know that he actually didn't approve / like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because that kind of hijacked the Chimerian name, and just that's when he became like full-fledged, like Conan the Barbarian to everyone, rather than Conan the Chimerian. You know, I guess something like that. There's a little there's a forward in this that kind of explains that kind of thing, which I thought was cool. But I saw this and I thought this art was cool at Exceller, and there was 3 right there together. And I spent a couple minutes looking for 4, but I had to go or whatever. I figured I'd get back around to it. And then I finally read it. Now I'm like, daggum, now I need to definitely find number 4. This is what's cool about having collections like ours. You know, we talk about all kinds of things regarding new collectors. But another thing that's so great when you've been a collector for 30 plus years and you've got so many books, you forget what you have. You go through your own collection sometimes and you find all kinds of hidden gems. You know, you're like, oh yeah, that's awesome. You know, which is cool, right? But anyway, this came out in 1991. This is by Dark Horse Comics. Of course, this says Robert E. Howard's Iron Hand of Almuric. Iron Hand's just another character that Robert E. Howard created. But this was actually written by Roy Thomas, and the art is by Mark Mitchell. And this is a pretty basic story. That's another thing that's really appealing to me now too, is especially how much we jump around with, what we read and stuff. That short, limited series, 8 issues or less, kind of is my jam, right? Rather than trying to track with an extremely huge arc where you have to know a lot of stuff, this was appealing to me. So that's another reason I wanted to read it, besides for the kind of classic art and Robert E. Howard as well. And this is a super simple story. Iron Hand is from Earth, and he actually, and this is just addressed briefly right at the beginning, he actually kills this corrupt politician, and to escape the authorities, a mad scientist, I'm going to say, has this way to transport him to another multiverse kind of universe. So he goes there, and he's so awesome. He becomes a big leader, bad but kind of good guy on this new planet. And basically, he saves all of the people that are having problems with the tyrant there. And the tyrant never lets up on trying to find Iron Hand and take him out. And they, of course, their first plan to do that, since they already lost him once, rather than just attacking him straightforward, they kind of do some political stuff where they get people into his tribe, city, whatever you want to call it, and convince the people to go against Iron Hand. So he actually gets booted. Kind of one of those things where you can't get beaten from the outside, so you have to, beat people from the inside. So he gets booted. So we follow the adventure of him trying to get back to his rule, essentially, in this short series. I like this a lot. I'd say this is a get it. If you're a Robert E. Howard fan, I definitely don't want to give it a forget it, because it's great. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It's 30 years old. So I don't know how strong of a get it I want to give it, unless you're looking. And these actually aren't dollar books. I looked up what number 4 is, and it's not expensive, but it's going. I think every single one of these are going for like $10. They're sought after, apparently. So.
Should have tracked down number 4 before you spotlighted this. Now you're never going to be able to get it. It's the price.
Yeah.
Skyrocket.
I've already bought copies
of
number 4.
I have number 4 in my cart. I just don't want to pull the trigger on buying it until I see if it's in the Exceller collection. If I invest some more time, if I come around to having the time to invest in searching for it in our own collection, it might be there. Mike, do you know how we got this book by chance?
I don't know if it was the Falls Church or not.
Oh, okay. So you definitely didn't put it in there, though.
No.
Okay.
No.
And I was just gonna say too, man, Pat kind of mentioned it briefly when he's saying, obviously he's typically a superhero guy. Man, from our reviews today, you can't tell we're into superheroes at all.
Yeah.
Which is a nice change of pace, right? Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
The one thing in adjusting my pull list, I realized that I've never been 100% superhero. Back, even when we first started, I've always wandered around. But a lot of we've been reading these superheroes for 30 years now, 30 plus years, and they're getting to the point where they just. What else can you write? What new can you write about them? They've been around. Batman's been around forever. So they keep pushing they've pushed the envelope off the table for a lot of them. It's like,
that's true.
Like the X-Men, I want Chris Claremont X-Men.
Right.
The characters have to evolve and change, or they'll be too static. So that's why I haven't read X-Men in years. So I think that's why, like you said, these 8 issues.
Your audio is falling apart on you, Mike.
My audio?
Well, it's your Wi-Fi. You keep stuttering and skipping and pausing and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is. Look at that. I've got the connection is unstable. I'm right beside the modem.
Go figure, man. Go figure.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll stop talking. But that's
you literally.
You did. You did.
That
stop
was a great.
talking.
That was a great pause too. You literally froze, pointing at your Wi-Fi. But yeah, I think everybody got the gist of what you're saying, Mike. That's absolutely true. I agree. Yeah. Didn't you say you're going to read a couple
right along with what.
Ready, go. Both of you.
Go ahead, Pat.
I said it kind of goes along with what I was saying, a couple weeks shows ago, where they cycle through the same plot lines over and over again, So yeah, I'm totally on board with what Mike was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was saying, Mike, that I think you said you're going to read a couple X-Men though, to modern X-Men, to see if what's the hubbub on that, and you're going to give me tips, right? Remember you said that you were going to read?
Yeah, you were supposed to pick the X-Men book.
Oh, do I? Okay, I'll just drop them off at Exceller. Okay, fair. I've got them all. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've looked through them. Every time I look through them, like, he's still buying that. He's still buying that. He's gonna be so mad when he reads that.
I might be, but since without reading them, you know how it goes. Without reading
Oh,
them,
yeah.
I don't want to not get. I mean, X-Men and Wolverine. I'm always going to and Spawn. X-Men, Wolverine, Spawn, and Star. X-Men, Wolverine, Spawn, Star, and X-Men, Wolverine, Spawn. That's how it goes, right?
Exactly.
All right, Pat. I don't know if you witnessed the debacle that was my show intro teaser today. Did you watch?
No, I missed it.
I didn't practice. I didn't do a rehearsal of what it was, so I totally butchered it a little bit. Sorry about it. Wait till you watch it. I think it might be entertaining enough, though. Anyway, but are you ready to show us how much fantastic one man can take? Is that what it is? Right? Yeah.
Still
No,
butchering it. Good job.
I'm still butchering it.
We're gonna try to answer the question: is it the most wonderful time of the year for statues?
There you go.
Oh man, damn it! That was last week's. Yeah. I didn't say last week's at the beginning of the show, Pat. I didn't butcher it that much. I did butcher it though. I just want to see. This is all pre-planned butchery. I think Mike's mentioned that before. Let's go with that. Okay, let's see. Wonderful time of the year for statues. Perfect, Pat. There you go. I like to butcher it and then go. You're gonna show how excellent you are even more now. So there you go.
Yeah. You got to make them look good. Well, you don't have to.
Now I'm just asking myself, why do we even have last week's or the previous week's teaser even in here? Dang, I'm going to erase that stuff right now. All right, Pat, what you got?
You said we. I don't have it anyway.
All right. So a few weeks past, we talked about the Superman bust by Tweeterhead, and in this past week, they put up a poll. Cast your vote for the next bust they'd be doing. I threw it up on the Exceller public page, so hopefully generate some interest. I know Mike and myself, we both voted for Big Barda. I don't know. Did you vote, Kevin? Happen to vote?
I actually didn't. I saw it, but I couldn't decide. It was between Firestorm or Cyborg for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, Firestorm will probably be my second choice.
Same here.
Cool. Why was Big Barda? I mean, do you have anything to say about that? Why that's your first choice? You just like her so much. There's a lack of statues of hers.
She's had quite a bit of merchandise lately, but she's probably my favorite character out of the bunch.
Okay.
Of course, if they did a Big Barda, they better do Mr. Miracle.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, I agree.
Any guesses on? Okay, so the winner was revealed yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, Mike, but any guesses if you haven't seen it on who the winner was?
I didn't see it, but I'm going to guess probably either Blue Beetle since he just had a movie or Cyborg because he's pretty awesome looking.
Kevin?
I'm going to guess Solomon Grande because he's awesome. Oh, no. What do I win? Where's my prize?
You definitely do not win the bust. I can tell you that.
Okay.
They're probably charging for that. Yeah, I was surprised.
I swear to God, too, I did not see that. That was just a totally off-the-wall guess, I swear. It's funny. Should play the lottery today.
Very, very close vote. Here's the results.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at me, Cyborg.
He won by
cool.
1%.
Jeez. Blue Beetle and Cyborg, who I said, yeah, they probably won last and second to last.
Yeah. But Big Barda, which is your guys' first pick, almost.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
I
Okay.
mean, I feel like if they put these guys all up in the poll, they have thoughts about making all of them, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll see. I won't be
Yeah.
getting any of them anyway, probably. But
Yeah, me
I
either.
think I thought it was an interesting idea to throw it out for a fan vote. The next bust in this line is Doomsday. They haven't revealed any pictures of him yet. All right, let's get you some. Sorry, Mike.
How much was that Superman?
I think he
What's
was
the
like
price
300.
point for these?
Yeah, I think he's 300, but they're very. I think they're 18, 19-inch busts. They're large busts.
Yeah, we talked about how that was a good value or whatever.
By today's standards, yeah.
Right. Affordable, reasonable. Yeah.
Kind of
Let's
wish
get
that
on
they
to some
got all
cheaper.
those-
Some of those what?
I'll just raise my hand. I kind of wish that I had got all the Marvel busts that they did years ago.
Yeah. Me too.
Right,
I wish
Pat.
I had the statues you still have, Mike.
What's
and I'm
that?
sure Pat, I wish I had the statues that you still
Oh,
have,
yeah.
and Pat probably as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a lot of bow and stuff.
Which is the best, of course.
All right, so let's do something more affordable.
Okay.
Look at the latest announcements by Hasbro, starting out with Star Wars Black. This is the Phase 1 Clone Trooper Lieutenant and the 332nd Ahsoka Trooper. This retails at $45 for the 2-pack, and it went up for pre-orders this week. This is in the this is weird because I thought they were pairing. Everyone would be a pairing of a clone trooper with a Jedi. But now this is two. I think this is the same line. I might be maybe not. I might be totally off base because this is branded Star Wars Ahsoka. So this might just be a 2-pack from the Ahsoka series.
$45. Jeez.
He said
Yeah, when
affordable.
they're well,
Oh, he said more affordable, so it is.
yeah. And then if we don't like the 6-inch scale, we got a clone release in the vintage line. These are Phase 2 Clone Trooper 5-packs coming in at $55. Of course, the vintage collection is your 3 3/4-inch figure. These I don't have a second shot here, but all the helmets are removable. And if you need a troop building pack, here you go of Phase 2 troopers.
I think you said 5-pack, but this is a 4-pack, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, it is. Yeah. It does look like a 4-pack there, unless the other troopers behind the box.
Your description actually says 4-pack in it, so that's why I was,
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
They have 9 on the cover.
Very cool, though. Very
I think
cool.
I'm gonna get 9. I'm gonna open. Oh, there are 9 in here. Open it. No.
Gotta love the troopers. Nice.
Yeah. I do like that they do this for guys that are big diorama troop builder type collectors. It is a nice way to do it for those kinds of people, those kinds of collectors.
Definitely.
Some G.I. Joe. Just quickly, this was kind of a neat figure. 60th anniversary action soldier infantry figure. I think he's more of a generic type Joe. He doesn't have the typical, code name or whatever. I think again here he's kind of a troop builder. You could buy a couple of these, configure him different ways. If that's your thing. And speaking about nicknames, here's Big Boa from Cobra, the boxer trainer. If you remember back to those days.
I don't.
Yeah.
He looks like a WWE wrestler.
Right.
That's kind of what he was. Yeah, that's kind of what he was like, But he was, he's a boxing trainer for the Cobra troops.
Okay.
This is kind of interesting. These guys have been on my radar. This is Executive Replicas. and sometimes they go by loose collector. They've been doing some female figures in the 6-inch scale, and they look really great. Unfortunately, with looking very great comes a great price tag, because these guys are like $70 for 6-inch figures. Yeah, I don't know why they're so expensive. I guess because they're such a small company. These have been out for a while. I've seen some people do some reviews on the Vampirella and Red Sonja, and they kind of intrigued me. But it's a tough pill to swallow, that price tag. So I've stayed away. And I know these three, those three have been released. These ones have been put up for pre-order. Again, they're doing a lot of the female characters, a lot of sort of those bad girl type characters. But here's why they kind of went on my radar, because they have another subline, I guess, called Iconic Heroes, and they released pre-orders for the first three. The first being Rocket Man from the Rocket Man serials.
That is great.
Yeah, again, with the same great price tag, $70. There he is without his helmet, and not only there he is without his helmet, but he comes with 3 different heads.
Wow.
4 different heads, and then I don't know if the helmet goes over top or that's a 5th head. Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's funny because I didn't really know about Rocket Man. I was a big Rocketeer fan. I loved the movie. And then I had a coworker, when I was in my 20s, that said, "Hey, you're into comic books? Do you know who the Rocket Man is?" I'm like, "No." And he was like, "Oh man, I love the Rocket Man. I have all his serials on VHS or DVD, whatever it was at the time." And so I kind of got into it through that guy, my coworker. And yeah, it's definitely a prototype for the Rocketeer. Dave Stevens definitely was vibing off of that. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Along with Rocket Man, certainly a more recognizable to comic book fans, they have Grendel by Matt Wagner. There he is, awesome, without his mask on. Very articulated. They run down through all the articulation points. Wow. Probably too small to read, but you can see he's decked out there.
It's still in the $70.
Lastly,
people. Yep.
All 3 of these guys in the Iconic Heroes line. Yep. And then finally, rounding out the trio, we have Reuben Flagg from American Flag by Howard Chaykin, and man, he looks super cool.
Yeah, he does.
There he is there too.
That cat is awesome. Studio audience is happy about the cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that cat articulate?
I'm not sure.
Does he have an interchange?
No, doesn't look. Yeah, and that might be it, Mike, because in the other picture they show, he has a gun there too.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the gun swapped out between him and Flag, but no, they both have guns in that picture, so I don't know.
Pretty cool.
We talked about this on a previous show. Oh no, I'm missing a picture. Oh well.
Yeah, I had a couple jump off too.
Weird. But this is the Wonder Woman, the classic Wonder Woman that I showed a couple of weeks ago. Tyler didn't like the knees, and he wondered about how her leg looked weird, but she looks fine here. For some reason she's part of McFarlane's collector's edition line of the DC Multiverse line. So she's $30, where normally they're $24, I think. So she's a little more expensive. I'm not sure why, because I think everybody comes with sort of these same things. Maybe not. I have never bought one of McFarlane's DC figures, so I don't know. But she's everybody had been waiting for a classic Wonder Woman, and here she finally is. Speaking of classic, they announced the first pics of this classic Superman. He's pumping out the Superman. We just had the mullet Superman with the crypto last week, and here we are again with another Superman. So, yeah, I don't know.
He looks pretty cool. You know what I just was thinking of though? Remember those I don't know if it's old school or not. I'm just remembering it old school, the action figures or toys or whatever, to where they had solid skin, but they could articulate that, be like poppy clicky inside the rubberized skin layer, right?
Right.
Is that old school or is that still in modern day somewhere that I'm not aware of?
Some companies still do it. The problem is that rubber tends to break down over time, and it ends up tearing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not like a Barbie tearing.
No, she's right. That's Barbie. Barbie did that. Yeah, she was articulated, but yeah.
I'm just giving her a hard time.
Yeah, I know. But I was just thinking, man, they need to find these would be perfect if they just find a way to make and they're pretty much probably as perfect as they're going to get anyway, but who knows? Famous last words. But anyway, if they could find just a way to cover all these joints and stuff, man, they'd look so much better.
Yeah.
It isn't so bad when it's the joints are in clothing, but like with that Wonder Woman, like I think Mike or Tyler was focused on, it's just, skin, and it's so broken like that. It seems odd, whatever,
Yeah, and especially in the shot that I had on that show, her knee was bent, like 90 degrees, so it's very obvious.
Yeah,
the joints out to you. But we don't have to worry about joints when we have a statue, and they announced the J. Scott Campbell Wonder Woman statue by McFarlane DC Direct this week. I think a lot of the time they do a really good job of capturing J. Scott Campbell's style when they translate it into 3D. And I think they did a good job here.
She looks awesome.
I included this shot, Kevin, because I know you're always worried about what's going on in the back.
Thank you.
We didn't have the back of I don't mean to sound crude there. We didn't have the back shot of the Superman bust a few weeks ago, and we still don't, as far as I know. So I wanted to make sure we showed off what was going on with Wonder Woman, not trying to be, like I said, crude here or anything. But
I appreciate that. Pat. Thanks. Which it's still awesome. All of his. I mean, I don't know if I'm a J. Scott Campbell fan, but I appreciate his art. Well, everybody has like 9-foot legs. That's kind of his deal. But
yeah,
which it doesn't look horrible, but it's obviously it's extreme. But anyway.
Yeah. Very, very leggy is women.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's it. That's all I had this week. It's kind of a short week. Not much going on. But we'll see what
plenty
happens.
to spend your money on, though.
For sure.
This, originally I was expecting just a week ago for this to be one of the longest record-breaking shows ever, because I think I was talking about Maximus wants to come in for Video Game Barrage. He was talking about doing that today. And then we originally, I think, again, talked about doing Cover Combat 7 Round 1A today. And then a regular show is like, ugh. But, it's a pretty controllable show, because I think next week is going to be a little bit of a marathon, right? Because we've got we will have a Cover Combat 7 Round 1A. And then a preview, right, Mike?
That's the time of the month again. Holy mackerel.
It's so close because we were late in November.
We were late last month, so that's why.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yep. Got to get it done so everybody can get their orders in on what we think is pretty awesome.
And I promise you I'll get to bed early next Friday so we can get up early and start early.
Yeah. I don't care what time you go to bed. It's what time you get it. You can get up. You can go to bed right before you get up, and I'm cool.
I can tell you exactly how today happened, because I went to bed at 4:30, right?
Jeez.
And I set my alarm for 6:30. That was my mistake. If I'd have set my alarm for 8, I wouldn't have slept through it. But I wanted to get up at 6:30 because I had some things I wanted to do before the show. And my body's just like, no, 2 hours ain't gonna happen, But I bet you I would have made 3 hours, or 4 hours.
Right.
Because that's kind of typical for me Friday to Saturday morning anyway, 3 or 4 hours, But anyway. All right, you ready to recap this? See how smooth we can make this? Here we go. Just realized I need to update that show recap intro with posters and such. Anyway, what you got, Mike?
As we saw at the beginning of the show, there's a never-ending supply of Action Comics #1 homages to collect. So get out there and look.
Nice. Pat?
Oh, boy. Get out there and get Canary #1. I don't think it would be disappointed.
Yes,
all right, I'm gonna add on to Mike's. As we saw in What Kevin Watched, there's a never-ending supply of dystopian futures where we ruin the planet to watch. So get out there and find them. Karen, you got one? All right, Mike, what do you got?
That was my second one.
Oh, what?
Yeah, because there was a theme going with mine. There's
sorry,
never-ending supply of internet issues.
Oh, nice. Right. Facts.
Don't get your Godzillas confused. I know it's tough, but we got Godzilla over here, Godzilla over here, Godzilla over here, Kong over here. They're all in different universes for now.
Thank you for that tip. I would have not have known that if it wasn't for this amazing show. And never underestimate what you have to find in your old, ever-expanding collection. Make sure you dip into books you ain't looked in for a long time. You might find some gems. Right?
Look for #4 before you read #1.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Also, this continues with my never-ending supply of interruptions. Sorry, Patrick.
No problem.
The
show begs the question: do kids still love chains? I don't know.
That's you just set up this week's poll. That's what we're gonna find out. By the way, I had the most activity I've had in polls for the longest time on the YouTube poll. Do you like the Thanksgiving horror type movies? And the most of the votes were not really. That's not my jam. Only one person voted yes. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I had.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
That's it for you, Mike?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good. Yep.
All right, you ready? Let's see if we can end the show with a smooth exit. That would be perfect, right?
Good luck.
Thanks. Please like and comment your thoughts, questions, and suggestions on this video, as well as subscribe and hit that bell to get notifications. Put out a lot of shorts the last couple weeks, so you can check those out as soon as they come out. They're pretty fun this week, I thought, actually. So, props to me, I guess. I don't know. Please subscribe to Comics and Collectibles in the crawl space on Spotify for podcasters or many other podcast providers. And please listen to the edited podcast of this live stream on Spotify that will be posted no later than Tuesday Follow Exceller Comics on Facebook, Instagram, and/or X, aka Twitter, and follow Exceller_Comics on TikTok and whatnot. And watch our shows on the Whatnot app. You can bookmark one of those now to get notified when the fun will happen and the ridiculous deals will be offered. And I'm telling you, I'm selling this hard. It is the most ridiculous mystery short box I've ever experienced as a seller or a buyer. Trust me, it will not let you down. And I'm putting up great deals to be able to get pulls from that mystery short box. And we're giving away Spawn Universe Gold Foil #1 signed by Todd McFarlane. It's a lot of great stuff. So check it out. And then also check out what we have to offer on eBay at Exceller_Comics and on our website, excellercomics.com. And then you can help support the show and everything we do and plan to do through Patreon at patreon.com/ExcellerComics. Watch the next pre-recorded episode of Cover Combat 7, Round 1A that will post Monday, December 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is going to be viewer submissions, going to be a lot of fun. Great prizes for the winner of that one. Yeah. And then lastly, watch our next live stream on YouTube or Facebook next Saturday, December 9th at 9:30 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. I needed to turn my finger there. That was a little, I'm crossing my finger. That was not obscene. That was, so anyway, check us out next Saturday. So that wasn't too bad. That's for seemingly flipping everyone off for a second. All right. Mike, you ready to get out of that chair? I think you've been in that chair for like 5 hours now. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, something like that.
You got anything else?
No, I'm good. Looking forward to Cover Combat 7, though.
Pat, you got anything else?
Sure. Nope, I'm good.
Karen. All right, that'll do it. Appreciate everybody checking us out. And don't forget, until next time, appreciating great art is awesome, and reading a great story is fun. So why not pick up a comic book and do both? Exceller out.